Go.
£12,000. This is how much your company has to spend if you lose someone. This without talking about the time for retraining, the gap of skills that you have for some time, the delay in projects. So we should all be concerned about turnover in our company. The problem is recently, or in the last years, especially in the areas of IT skills, there is a lack of professionals, of good professionals. That's why we are here today. And we are talking about experts in different fields who will tell us about what they are doing with this crisis, this lack of the right people for the right place. And we have here Tiago Barros from Vitta. It's a startup doing brilliantly well. And they have been like, now they are part of the, group. Thank you. I immediately, for a few seconds, forgot the name of the company. Sorry, Tiago. Yeah. And they are a unicorn, aren't they, Tiago?
Yeah. They are listed on Nasdaq. I think 21 or 22 billion dollars today.
Yeah, and we have also José Alberto Bouça. He's the head of B11 Top Talents. He'll tell us a bit about his company as well. But I would like to ask you guys to introduce yourselves. We have Miryam from OKR Matrix. So can I ask you to introduce yourselves, perhaps starting with Miryam, ladies first?
For the first time, ladies first. Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I am Miryam Asuncion from OKR Matrix. It's a consultant, startup consultant company. And we are supporting the implementation of OKRs, helping people, helping companies to go through this journey that is a change that sometimes they don't know, change that sometimes they really need somehow to structure. And for that, OKR is great. I am a senior partner. And as I said at the beginning, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Miryam. Tiago, tell us about yourself and a bit about Vitta as well.
Great. Thank you, Marcos, and thank you all. It's a pleasure being here also. So I am Tiago Barros. I am co-founder of Vitta. We're helping companies to manage better their health plans, and not only companies, but also small and medium businesses and entrepreneurs from Brazil. We are part of StoneCo now, but we started as a software company, a SaaS for doctors. We started as a technology company for physicians. And then now we evolved to work with health plans and insurance. And we are now part of StoneCo doing this for small entrepreneurs, medium companies, and other bigger companies. So we're very excited to talk to you today.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And José Bouça is a guy from this kind of area. So tell us about you, José, and tell us about your company as well, because you deal with this problem every day, don't you? You're dealing with this lack of people all the time.
For sure. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation again. Thank you, Miryam, Marcos, and Tiago. I'm very excited to learn with you here about your journey. Congratulations about that. But telling about me a bit, I've been living here in Portugal in the past 2 years, but I was born in Brazil. My career started there as a software engineer and became an executive in a management company with more than 2,000 employees. And right now here I'm with B11, I'm helping talents to come in an international journey to work from Portugal to Portuguese and European companies. So I believe talent is the key in this digital change. So it's not the technology. So that's why this subject, it's pretty great for me. That's why I would like to learn and share a bit about my previous experience. And I'm thank you to be here and maybe exchange some knowledge with all you guys. And if anyone in the other audience, keep on track, because we have some ideas here. And I also have starting a partnership with OKR, because OKR has a great experience and a framework to address some issues. So keep with us. And thank you, Marcos, for the introduction.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, my name is Marcos Barros. I'm the founder of Oxford Business Masters, and I am an OKR addicted. I have been using OKR for many years now. I was in Brazil, was not the first, but I was among the first to talk about that and to say to companies, please, you have to learn about OKRs. And that was many years ago. And I'm based in the UK. I have a business here, and we have been helping companies to implement OKRs in different countries. And I will tell you a story about attracting and keeping good talents. I have a friend in Brazil. I'm originally from Brazil, too. And I have a friend called Ricardo Rocha. Ricardo Rocha, he started a company called Softbox. This company grew very much. Recently, it was bought by Magalu. That's a massive, massive company, one of the largest ones in Brazil today. And they were bought. But before they were bought, I went to their headquarters there, to Softbox headquarters. And I was really impressed. A beautiful, beautiful building. Lots and lots of people. I believe that Tiago knows them as well.
Yes, I know them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. They even have a slider like Google's one. Very, very interesting. And I was talking to Ricardo, and he was telling me about he was investing in a borough nearby and giving courses on robotics to poor children there. Yeah. Hundreds of children learning robotics. And I said, Ricardo, that's fantastic. Wow, that's really great charity that you are doing. He said, no, I'm not doing charity. I'm thinking about the future of my company. I said, what do you mean? I have trouble right now attracting good people and keeping good people. I'm teaching them, hoping that one day they will come to work for me.
That's true.
Like a football. It's like a football team when you put investment on teenagers just to bring some talent in the future for your team. Great to know about it.
Exactly.
But it's becoming strategical. Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked him, is it that serious, the crisis of good people? He said, it will get much worse because technology is increasing exponentially, and we cannot produce all the engineers, the coders, the data analysis people, and so on, fast enough to cover the requirements of the market. So it's very serious. And I believe, well, I have other companies. Then I began to mentor different companies. And I remember a company, they were in a battle really with the other companies in the area because they were having people being taken from them the whole time. And I was the mentor of the human resources director. And she told me, Marcos, I'm getting crazy here because we spend a lot of money to attract someone, and then another company comes, and after like 1 year or 6 months, they take the people from us, and so all that money goes away. What can we do? So we are here today to talk about that. What can we do to attract and keep good people? Okay.
Do you mind, Marcos, if it's a great, interesting topic, and we are talking right now with a huge scale company who joined with more than a unicorn in Brazil, because as Tiago mentioned, Stone is already listed in the NASDAQ. I really would like to know a bit more about the journey of Vitta, and maybe we can exchange and some questions about your journey using OKR.
Great.
Yeah, please.
So, I was hearing Marcos and thinking about intelligent and strategic people that use this kind of charity to in order to prepare the growth. So I saw 2 or 3 companies in Brazil doing that, and they're doing very great. But it's very important to create, for talent people, to create this kind of sense of gratitude. So people who was able to learn by those initiatives, they are very grateful for you or your company, and then you are able to have a great team. So talking about Vitta, we, as I mentioned, we started in 2014 as a software company, and we didn't use OKRs in that time, we started using OKRs. I think, if I'm not wrong, in 2017. So that's been 4 years, and then we have a lot of mistakes using OKRs during the journey. Now we are part of StoneCo, and you continue using this methodology because of three things. I'm gonna explore these 3 topics very shortly here. But why we use OKRs? First one is strategy. So nothing is worse than your team executing fast and strongly toward the wrong direction. I don't know if you guys agree with that, because
For sure, totally, totally.
we all companies, we have a very huge execution challenge, but execute fast and strong in the wrong direction, I think it's the worst scenario. So that's why your strategy and also your planning methodology is completely relating to finding and keeping good people. So that's what we saw then, and then we start using OKRs. We have to have a strong purpose with our team, but also a clear vision to execute. So it's not we can't have just the purpose and not set a vision, a clear quarterly objective to the execution. Otherwise, we will just have a lot of lovers and not a lot of achievers. So that's the trade-off we need to manage.
So you are saying that you create your OKRs based on purpose and vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Exactly.
And does it help to attract people?
For sure, because so we have 3 things, and the first one is this strategy. The third thing is people, and talent people, they don't like to be micromanaged, but they usually like to have accountability. So achieving goals is all about good people strongly executing a clear vision previously set.
Wow.
So that's why it's very important. You really need to care about the team, about their dreams, about their objectives, about their family. So bringing good people, it's not about just management, but it's also about love. And it's true, especially nowadays. There is no person, in my opinion, and in our company vision, there is no personal and professional life. It's life, and it's not a truth.
Especially now, in COVID, especially now. Sorry to interrupt you. It's a great statement.
Exactly. And so, some people say that you need to wear company's shirt, but we don't believe that. We need good people wear their dreams shirt. And then we need to use the OKRs to connect their dreams to what they're executing. So it's very important. It's key for, in our opinion, to the success.
Question.
Go ahead.
About what you just said. You said that you need OKRs to connect their dreams to what they are doing. So how does it work?
Sure. You need to have a clear vision of the company and a clear purpose. And once you hire someone, you need to ensure that this person is aligned to the purpose of the company, what you're building, who is the customer you are helping, is the problem big enough? And so this is an important thing. The second one is good people with purpose. They love to have good people, to work with good people. So the OKR process is not the process of asking someone their dreams and let do something mixed. It's not about that. It's having a clear vision and a clear direction, and to connect autonomy with accountability and say, now you want to do you want to grow? Do you want to do really something really big? This is the vision. I don't know how you do that. I know why you do that, because you have the golden circle. You have the why. You have the objective.
Why first, yeah.
Yeah, the why first. But you have also the objective, the quarterly objective. We need to go there from this month to the 3 months. 3 months forward. So that vision allows good people to really work and learn and do what they believe with accountability. There is, of course, there is risk, but building a fast-growing company, it's all about risks. So once you do that, you allow people to have their ideas, to implement their ideas, and to work toward a vision, a clear vision. Not to I'm gonna work in this direction, and then José is gonna work on that direction. It will not work. But once you have OKRs, you have a clear objective, a clear vision, and good people. You are able to do this. Accountability and autonomy, and those two things together will do people build their personal worth, will build their careers, will build their families, because they are building something. People want to has this sense of building something. That's
true. I agree with you, but do you know what I miss from your from this summary that you have done, because it was really very well structured and summarized? Expectations, the expectations of the people that are going to work there. Because if you don't build up at the same time that you are convincing them that the purpose of the company is, and the direction of the company is the right one, is this one, if they don't feel far beyond the fact that they come part of something, if they don't feel that they fulfill their expectations as well, they will last shortly. They will leave very quickly the company. So I just wonder, OKRs are always mentioned when you are in the process of doing something, of building something. But in my opinion, OKR as well can create the context to really fulfill and to convince this new talent that this is the right place, because of the reasons that you have mentioned, which are business, but as well the personal was not among your words. And personal is what becomes really the attraction that keep people in companies. What do you think?
Exactly. I agree a lot, because if you first, let me just say a thing first. It's not a simple task.
Sure.
People will leave your company, and it's also healthy. There are some people that you need to do everything in order to they don't leave your company, but it will happen. Sometimes it will happen. It's a not simple task, and you are human beings. You will not be right every time. But once you have people connected with their dreams through an objective and a clear vision, people are able to be more open and to talk openly and to innovate more. And I think it enables you to go further, to go faster, and to go with more quality. So I agree with what you said. I agree. It's not a
do you know, guys, we do have a person, an attendee that is asking us a question. Just I will throw it here in case that could be of a good shape to go on with this debate. He's saying, thank you for this debate. Taking account that you can integrate purpose in company and personal vision, how do you practically align those two visions? Because it's true, there are two visions. How can you practically align these two visions? Come on, guys.
Great.
Before Tiago answers, can I just break it here and we come back to this? I forgot to say that before we finish this webinar, we will offer you an opportunity to have one company to have a free program with us to implement OKRs. And José will explain how it will work towards the end. So just before I forget, because I forgot to say it in the beginning, so don't leave without knowing how you can get this free program for OKRs. But that's later. Sorry, Tiago, your turn.
Go ahead. It's a very difficult question, so I will answer with one word, and then I would like to hear Marcos and José. It's all about leadership, and after I can complement that. I would like to hear Marcos and José. What do you think about that? How to align those two missions?
So it's
Leadership.
nice. For me too. It's a complex question to answer because we are talking about needs of people. It's not a exactly or something mathematic. You have to work with expectations and also connecting those people with the company expectations or the board expectations. So the leadership and the communication are pretty in transparency are key points, because sometimes you're not allowed to do it, and the people that are not connected, as you mentioned, sometimes it's better for them to leave your company, because you see, I don't know the exactly formula to be successful, but the formula to be unsuccessful, to fail, is try to be the great for everyone. You are not allowed to do it because you have to go on that directions. But my expectations is to go there to the opposite direction. But the question is, am I able to change my direction? I have as an employee. No, I'm not planning to do that. So it's the best thing for both is to change it. It's a common life. So as you mentioned, transparency and ability to collaborate and to make a clear vision, communicating this, it's going to make easy the life for the people who'd like to change it. And also for the people who'd like to keep it because they are connected with the vision. But it's a very complex answer. It's only one small answer.
Yeah, I agree totally. But there is a catch here. I mean, there is something that we can use in this direction, because we all have some basic needs. Remember Maslow, the hierarchy of needs? I have a simpler kind of version of Maslow, that is survival and protection and reproduction, or survival and reproduction, basic needs, and then you have the tribal needs, and that's where the companies can connect to our primal needs. We all need belonging, a sense of belonging. We all need a sense of acceptance, some level of independence, a sense of contribution. And I believe that that's where we can hook to the inner emotions, to the visceral needs that we have. We all have it. It's biological. And that's where we can connect to the needs of our people. And we were talking about that a few minutes ago. Vitta, Tiago's company, they have a perfect, in my opinion, a perfect mission statement and values declared there. I was saying that when I read it, I said, I want to work for them. I want to be part of this group there. And this is something, guys, look, I'm 61 years old. Last week, I got a t-shirt that cost probably $5 to whoever sent it to me, from a program that I'm doing. I'm learning something through this program. And they told us, and we will send you this t-shirt and so on. I said, oh, that's great for teenagers, perhaps, not for me. Let me tell you something. When I got the t-shirt, is it here? No, it's not. I could show you the t-shirt. And when I opened it, I had this sense of, oh, I'm part of it. I have my tribe now of these people here. See, it's visceral. It's part of our biology. And companies, businesses, they're not enjoying the benefits of giving this sense of purpose, the sense of belonging, the sense of mission, values, strong values, tribal senses. We are missing on it. And this is where Vitta is fantastic. I'm a big fan of the company, specifically for this reason. And we need to connect it. So suddenly, because let's be honest, not many people know what their dreams are. They have like vague desires. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. I want to have a family. No, but when you offer them something, look, come here, be part of a tribe, and we'll do something great. We will contribute to society. We'll contribute to human life. You will find purpose with us. People say, now I know what I want. For me, it's like Apple. Apple invented something that people didn't know that they want. And we, as companies, we have to do the same. We have to offer people what they don't even know that they are looking for, but they are looking for purpose. They are looking for significance, meaningful jobs, contribution. It's all part of what people are dreaming. And for me, that's the way you connect to people's hearts. Exactly. I'm sorry, just a few, 1-2 minutes. Yesterday, I was in a meeting with a government agency in Brazil. I can't tell you which one, but I'm serving them with my work. And we were talking exactly about that, because they have a strong sense of purpose. And that's what moves people. That's what attracts people. And OKRs are a tool, a framework to communicate the sense of purpose, or to translate the sense of purpose, mission, into objectives and results and day-by-day work. Shut up, Marcus, you spoke too much.
No. It
was great. It was great, passionate. I love it.
Let me add a little bit of a different perspective. In my opinion, and I think some of the attendees as well, they agree with you. They are just saying that it's also the angle of the basic needs, a good way to approach this complication. And also I will mention some very interesting tip from Mario Mouro. But let me add a personal point. Besides what Marcos has mentioned, which I think is key, I think as well there is a need of change in the perspective that the companies have about how keeping talent. The fact is that maybe we don't need to keep talent, but to really make them develop during their stay at the companies of what they can do, and lets them move and develop else in another place. Having in place this kind of this kind of new rule, maybe we start to think about people, purpose, engagement, these basic needs in a different perspective, but adding, not resting and not decreasing the value of the movement, the enrichment that is it's already in someone that is moving from one place to other just because they need that or they think they can evolve much better. That is my perspective, agreeing completely with the three of you.
That's great. Never thought about that. Very interesting, Miryam.
Yeah.
Great. Do you mind if I ask a question just for Tiago? Tiago, I really would like to learn a little bit about your journey, because Vitta has a journey, great journey, but I do believe someone is listening or watching us in a startup, a small one, that have learned and have reached some contents about OKRs, but they have to choose what to do. And can you just tell us in some steps, where did you choose to use OKR? How many people did you have? What was the challenges, the most important ones, or the most important learnings that you have in your journey? Because you said 2017, so far it's more than 4 years. I do believe you have a different approach using OKRs and engaging people. If you don't mind, just to share with us this long journey in some minutes. I do know it's not easy, but I myself would like to learn a bit more about your journey using there in Vittas.
Great. I was thinking here. We started as a PDF presentation. So in 2014, we were a PDF presentation, and that was all. That's all of our product. It was a beautiful one, but it was a PDF presentation, and that there was no technology codes, and there was this PDF presentation, and a lot of we were 7 guys working hard in order to build a company. And we didn't know what we were doing in that year. We started as a software company with a lot of passion, but we didn't know a lot the market. We started studying a lot, and then a lot of things happened in 2017. We were about I think 60 people in the team, and we're almost teenagers managing a company, because I am 27 today, and I was 23, and João, my partner and CEO of the company today, was 22. It's not for today. It's not that young, but we're not prepared. So we start looking for methodologies in order to help us to give this clear vision for the team, because we had a lot of people working hard, but not, in our opinion, not building a real company. We were the classic startup, but we were not a real business. We are very paranoid about that. I usually say that when just a little story. When we did the M&A with StoneCo last year, people start to worry about we losing the startup culture. And yes, we don't have a startup culture anymore, but it's not a bad thing. We now have a great team and a customer culture. I mean, we need to learn how to grow up and manage the trade-offs between testing a lot of things and the best capital allocation decisions, because it's a very important thing. And it's such challenging task, because the thing about startup culture is the innovation, testing, is the environment. But when you give good people autonomy and tell them they are responsible for their results, you'll be surprised with the results. And when we use the OKRs, we start using your OKRs in 2017, as I said. We use the OKRs to align that, to give autonomy, and then you have accountability and work with those characteristics. It was very great. It was not always a great journey. We used to have some mistakes with OKRs. I was talking to José before that. In 2019, we decided to use bi-monthly planning sessions in order to accelerate our growth, accelerate our execution. And we decided top-down OKRs. We did a top-down process, a planning process, and it was not great. So we have a lot of learnings, but the main one is you need to start. We need to use the methodology in order to have this clear vision and give the team autonomy and have some accountability process. I don't know, José, if I explained.
Great. No, it's great for me. And now Vitta, how is Vitta now in terms of teams and headcount and joining with the Stone? What is the vision for the next year? Maybe this year, it's a complex year. I do know last year was a complex too, but I do know has a lot of opportunities, blending people with the right vision in a market that you are also. It's a great market connected with Stone. So just telling us, just share us about the moment of Vitta's.
Great. So in 2017, when we started using OKRs, we were something around 60 people, and now we are a little bit more than 400 people. And our group, we usually say that we have more than 10,000 Vitanos because of Stone and other companies of the group, but specifically Vitta, we have a little bit more than 400 people. And we're very excited about this year because first, we're learning a lot, and second, we're building a very great, in our opinion, moat for healthcare in Brazil. And then we are very focused in producing technology and taking care of our customers. That's why we're growing a lot. We're still growing a lot. Besides the pandemic moment we have here in Brazil, we are in a very sad moment, the second curve and so on. But we're still excited about this year.
It's going to be a huge year for you guys. I do believe that.
Good. Tiago, I believe as well that because I know of lots of innovation that you brought to this market in Brazil. And I believe that the present crisis, the pandemic, for sure, it is shaping what you are doing in a different way, isn't it?
Yeah, we usually say that the pandemic, especially for healthcare technology, accelerated some tendencies. For example, telemedicine that we work with. Here in Brazil, we were not allowed to do that before the pandemic because of the laws here in Brazil. But I don't believe this we're living now will be some people say like the new normal, but I think something between what we used to live before and what we are learning now will shape the companies and people's future. So we're trying to look at that and to learn as fast as we can in order to implement some change. For example, the technology team, talking about all OKRs and good people, we are hiring people all around the world. So we're not just hiring people in São Paulo or in Minas Gerais. The technology team, we're hiring all around the world. But for salespeople, for example, we don't believe that home office is the best productive model, depending on the company, of course. You have inside sales, you have field sales, and depending on the sales model. But for us, we need to look at specific areas and to decide how these new learnings will shape our future.
So it's clear that this new situation is going to request a change of management, a change of in the view of the management, not only for the execution, but as well for the performance. And then is when you link to OKRs. How do you envision this? Because I completely agree. There will be not zero from 200 change in the new way of working. There will be somehow an adaptation of what we have learned, these lessons that the pandemic has brought us. But how in a so fast, because you are very fast adapting to the market, and as a consequence, you are growing very fast as well. How do you envision that management? What kind of different? Don't tell me about what we know. Tell me, how do you envision this management with some adjectives that really can give us a new perspective of what is coming?
Interesting question. I think, as I said before, it's all about leadership. It's not a new stuff, but as long as we have small teams, as long as we are able to produce that effect that Marco said, the tribal effect, we can use all these new learnings to produce more results and to make people achieve more dreams. This is a very important point, and I think this is something managers and entrepreneurs, they don't think frequently, because if you use all this pandemic learning to just shape your company and adapt the strategy, maybe you can win. But if you use that to look at people and say and think, what are the leadership levels I need to create? What are the leadership skills I need to build within the team? I think after this crisis, you will be able to go faster because you have the right leadership in the right place, so right people in the right place. So I think it's not so new, but I think maybe this is the main point of our conversation here.
Short teams, leadership, those have to be bound. That is your conclusion.
Exactly.
And Tiago, let's suppose that you are starting all over again, starting a new business, a spin-off from Vitta, for example, and you are the guy who will be the CEO of this new initiative. What would you do differently regarding all that we have been talking about, and what would you do differently regarding OKRs as well?
two things I think I'll do. There are a lot of things I'll do differently because thank God that we learned a lot. So the first one, the 50 or 60 first people are your co-founders. So you need to have a really, really high bar hiring this 50 or 60 first people, or 100 depending on the business. So this is a very important thing I would do differently. We use it to look at each area in the beginning and to hire for specific skills, but not looking through this perspective. So they are your co-founders. So you need to look at them as through this perspective. And the second thing I'll do differently is to manage our company with objectives and key results since the beginning. It's not only because of our conversation here, but when you start, you do a lot of things and you do not manage well because you need to execute. But when you start to manage, when you have 2, 3, 4, 10 people and we start managing and also executing, because José was telling me he was in a company with 2,000 people, and I am sure he was managing and executing, so it never ends. But you need to have this planning and accountability methodology, because accountability, when you have more than one people, or even with one, accountability is very important. You need to be very specific in what you're going to execute. You need to choose what you're going to execute and to track that. So I would do that a little bit differently.
Let me introduce our attendees' questions in our conversation as well. There is one very interesting question that is also bringing the KPIs subject. Mario Mauro is asking, talking about OKRs and KPIs, we know KPIs sometimes are not correctly adjusted to demonstrate real results. Could you share, this question is for all of you, could you share one challenge that you experience using KPIs to measure OKR's achievement?
I can. Oh yeah, that's easy. The most common one. People confuse key results with tasks. That's very typical. And everywhere you go, you explain about OKRs, and people say, that's easy. Let's build an OKR. Objective and now task. And that's not how it works. In my experience, that's the number one.
Great. For me also, sometimes people confuse that I'm using KPIs, so already doing OKRs methodology. But KPIs usually, if well done, key is key. KPIs is key for the same reason of OKR. But usually when you design that on KPIs, it's for ongoing basis, for operational metrics, and so on. But OKRs, it's important to design, to connect with your vision, strategy, to put in execution your vision, your strategy. So even on tasks, it's a huge mistake usually. But also you can mix. You keep using on ongoing basis your KPIs, but do not accept to keep this and use OKRs to connect your strategy, to make execution, to transform in execution your strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another problem as well, set and forget. People believe that there is something magical about OKR. So Google uses OKRs, so it must be fantastic. So we set OKRs and then we forget about them, and we don't have what Tiago mentioned, accountability. That's essential, key. Weekly meetings, accountability, follow-up, discussion, critical thinking. That's essential.
True.
Marcos, Nike has, as Vitta, Nike has their statements. It's a little bit different, the approach, but they have one specific that I think it's very important for this kind of moment of planning moment and OKR setting moments. That is simplify and go, because if you try to be very complex, you will not remember and will not manage. So if you are able to simplify, it's not about being simplistic or to being not specific, but it's being simple. It's very important. So having 3 or 4 key results, for example, for a specific person, not more than that, not more than 3 in preference. So that kind of tips, it's very important.
Perfect.
So I used to have a manager that used to say, my director, my previous shareholder, used to say, synthesize things is an art. So keeping things simple, it's an art to do it, because usually we try to complex things. It's beautiful, it's too complex, but next day we forget and keep doing as the way you used to do. So pretty nice tip you did. Keep it simple. It's an art to do it, not easy. I believe it's more complex to keep it simple. It's a crazy analysis, but I think I do believe in that.
We use it to be specialists in complexity. So that's why I'm talking about simplicity, because we had a lot of mistakes or execution fails because it was very complex.
Do you mind if I ask a question about your previous explanation? Because a great thing you just mentioned, you are growing and you are trying to attract people not only on Brazilian region, you are also trying to connect with the world. It's a great idea. You can expose your vision, your values, your statements. But do you believe, or how do you believe you're going to connect these people with your culture, with your values, with remote teams, with people working all over the world? Do you have any experience to share, or it's something that you're having experience now? If you can comment on it, it would be great to listen. I'm facing this challenge now, so that's why I would like to hear about Vitta.
Yeah. Actually, we don't have a lot of experience in that. We're starting learning with Stone. Stone has the main recruiting program in Brazil, the major recruiting program in Brazil, which calls Recruta. And they also used to hire talents in other countries, especially technology talents. What we learned is for specific roles, that's easier, but for some roles that's more difficult. But we don't have a lot of experience that. We're just trying to do this now in technology roles and technology challenges. And I'm not so close to that. I think maybe you have some.
But I won't comment on it. Just for one comment, how do you believe OKR and objectives and key results can be helpful in this process to connect people, even if they are far away from your daily basis? Do you have any thoughts on it or insights on it?
My thoughts on it would be the same we were discussing, because once you set a clear vision, the objective, doesn't matter where this person is or what is his or her history. I think they will be able to execute better, because they will be able to innovate and to set the specifics of the execution among a direction you set. But I'm learning this process yet. I will be glad to share after some experience that. I don't know if you have some thoughts about that, José.
So yeah, for sure, I would like to share something. My challenge is too. I do believe we are all in a world in a changing moment, so we just have to look some experience and learn. But one challenge I have been facing here is the language barrier. Sometimes when you try to mix teams in different cultures, the language sometimes is the barrier. especially when I try, I came from Brazil. I love Brazilian guys. I had great talent in Brazil. But sometimes you need to know how to participate in a team, and the participation, even how we are doing right now, it's talking. You have to explain yourself using language. So sometimes the language is a barrier, and I have been facing some of it right now and trying to create some pills to address that. The second one is the GDPR barriers. What is it? It's because data privacy, usually here, when you are in European area, sometimes there is some rules to hire people from outside, because, in the Eurozone, in the Europe economic area, there are some connections using data privacy law. But when you move outside of it, sometimes there is some restrictions on it. I know now they are keeping broken. Some guys from here are trying to break it, because there's a shortage of talent in Europe. It's important to attract to Europe also talented people, as you mentioned. But usually when you go to a company and says, oh, I do have guys, well-prepared, top talents, and to staff for you to help to grow your team and to work remotely, sometimes I have this issue. But I do believe it's changing also, and I'll be glad to share with you guys in the next maybe session as we are having right now. Maybe we can do one specifically on this matter, how you can connect people all over the world, breaking some cultural barriers, language barriers, and also some laws, not breaking laws, but trying to break some data privacy laws that usually stop us to move on this matter.
José, let me share with you, because I am right now in Sao Paulo in Brazil. I came from Spain, and I have been here for 4 months, and I can tell you that I have felt exactly what you mentioned, the language problem, because I didn't speak, I do understand Portuguese, but I didn't speak, not even to be able to communicate, and you know how much I talk, so it's a need for me. So I can tell you, I cannot give you a solution, but I can share with you what it is working for me. It's working for me, my team. My team is supporting me in feeding back all the information, in feeding me with all the information, with all the with patients, and also with in a way to include myself into the overall structure. That works. It's slow. I'm saying it's not the solution, but it works in order to create as well that kind of confidence, and as well that kind of connection, of engagement. So of course there will be required some other points that I don't know right now. As far as I can find it out, I will let you know. But so far that works very well.
Great. Marcos, it's mute.
Sorry, thank you. I heard someone saying that the most heard phrase in 2020 and 2021 is, you are on mute. That's how it was. Well, we are nearly finishing our time here together, but I would like, first of all, to give you a big thanks for your participation. Big thanks to Tiago for making this time available to us, José Bouça, Miryam for leading us. And but I would like to ask José Bouça to tell us about how this pro bono OKR mentoring would work for those who want to have it.
So I also would like to thank you, Marcos, to facilitate this conversation. It was very great. I did like it, so it passed pretty fast. And also Tiago to share great experience, and I hope you have a huge journey. You are a young guy with a nice mindset, and I hope you guys have a nice history in front of you. So as Marcos said, here in Portugal and also in UK, we have been preparing with OKR Matrix a way to implement and to help companies to achieve these kind of Vitta's accomplishments. I do know Tiago have done it by themselves, but using some knowledge that he acquired using and learning. So if you guys would like to have an experience like that, but you do not know how to do it, OKR Matrix has a pretty nice framework to do it, and me and Marcos are prepared. We have done a course using it, and we have bring this framework to implement. So that's why we are proposing for this audience and who would like to be part of it, a pro bono implementation. What is a pro bono? We are going to send you documents just for you to be connected with this pro bono implementation. We would like to be connected with a company or a team up to 20 people. So if you are a huge company or a small company, no problem, but not more than 20 people, we'd like to implement starting on it. And to implement using OKR Matrix framework, providing you the framework, addressing the culture, using the OPO, is one-page objectives. It's a great tool OKR Matrix have developed, and also help you to design your first objectives and key results for your team. If you'd like to start this journey using OKR, but you do not know how to do it, we can help you, and we'll be pleased to have your connection. So you can send me an email. My email is contact@b11.tech. It's b11.tech. So contact@b11.tech. And I will be glad to share with you this proposal, but as a pro bono proposal, just for you guys to understand the framework and the journey to do it. Some sessions, some contents, and maybe we can share a learning and help you to implement OKR in your company or team.
Fantastic, wonderful. Thanks so much for your attention. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, El.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Tiago. Thank you, Miryam. Bye-bye, Marcos.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.